So the farmer's now harvested the barley, so we receive all of the barley in bulk lorries, goes onto the weighbridge, we weigh the weight of barley in the lorry. We also take a sample. It's really important that we test the barley for quality before we accept that load. That sample goes into the weighbridge laboratory and we carried a number of tests on it. So a key one is to measure the germinative capacity, because we need to make sure that the barley is going to germinate fully when it gets into our process. Hopefully it will be acceptable to us, and then the grain will be discharged out of the back of the lorry and it will go into a holding silo, and then it will go into storage, and then we will take the grain from storage into the process. So our first step of the malting process is to steep the barley. So we put the barley into large steeping vessels. We add water to the grain. The grain absorbs the moisture, absorbs the water, and that really re-energises it. It starts the processes of germination. And the germination phase is really the heart of the process. This is where all the significant changes occur which convert the barley into malt. So at the end of the germination phase, we need to fix the quality of the malt that we've produced. And we do that by taking the moisture back out of the grain in the kilning phase. So this is carried out in large vessels. The whole batch that we produce on the germination floor goes into the kiln, and we blow warm air through the kiln in order to remove the moisture. That process takes 2 to 3 days, depending on the malting plant that we've made the malt on. We've also put colour and flavour attributes into that malt, and this is where Maris Otter is so important to us, because it gives us that wonderful flavour that we're so familiar with in the beers that are produced from Maris Otter. So we're very fortunate here at Great Ryborough that we still have a floor maltings, one of only 3 which is still being used in England. So a lot of our Maris Otter, so our number 19 Maris Otter, is malted on that floor malting. So a very traditional process, hand turned by our skilled maltsters, a very gentle process, quite small batches, only 22 tonnes at a time. The other processes are modern pneumatic maltings. So our big plants have a batch size of 220 tonnes, so big mechanical pieces of equipment involved in turning the grain to stop it from matting together. So we analyse every single batch that we make to make sure it conforms to our specification. The malt will be moved into storage, and then when we come to deliver to the customer, we will blend different batches of the same malt type together in order that we can achieve the required specification. So for delivery, the malt either goes out in bulk, so bulk lorries, 28 tonnes in a bulk lorry, or we also do a lot of packaging of malt into 25 kilo bags and into 1 tonne bags as well for our smaller craft customers. The other thing that we can do on this site is that we can crush the malt, so we will supply crushed malt in 25 kilo bags to a number of our smaller craft brewers. So a lot of time and effort goes into bringing quality Maris Otter malt to the customer. So the farmer's spent months looking after his crop, making sure it's seen itself through the winter, he's harvested it carefully, he's delivered it to us. We've taken care of it in storage before we've even come to making malt from it. We've carefully put it through our process of steeping, germination and kilning, lovingly looked after it through that stages. We've packaged it and we've sent it off to our customers, who continue to make fantastic beers from Maris Otter.
So we selected an extra pale Maris Otter barley for all of our base malts across our real ale range. We found it to be a fantastic maritime barley which was going to really translate well across all of our beers in our range. It's a nice simple process from ordering either over the phone or via email one of their sales representatives. It's then a case of specification coming through for review prior to the delivery. We can allocate specific delivery days to fit in with our brewing schedule, which is fantastic. It's then the case of haulier bringing it direct to door. We take it off the vehicle with the forklift, drive into the grist room, go for storage and stock allocation. From the grist room, we load into our grist case, ready for brewing the following day. It's then through the grist auger into the mash tun for mashing, sparging and mashing out. And once fully utilised, it all goes off to local farms for cattle feed.
Throughout this series, we've seen the effort and care needed to turn these golden grains into the malt that makes some of the best beers worldwide. From the hard-working farmers to the expert maltsters and brewers who bring out the flavours. each one is crucial in making what we enjoy in our glasses. The story of Maris Otter isn't just about great beer. It's about passion, tradition, and the relentless pursuit of excellence. Cheers to Maris Otter.